esports fans, we are back here in the 30th Southeast Asian Games, and I am so hyped right now. Still here in commentary is Pika, joined by my partner
TONASOONTORNGOON, and yes, it is still Tekken 7 right here for esports, and we just witnessed an amazing performance from Thailand's Hempamorn. Such a dominating win against Philippines. Laveres right there, but he moves on in the upper bracket. But of course, his opponent Laveres will be going down to the lower bracket for now.
Not to say, of course, that we have seen the last of Laveres. You know, he could crawl his way back up. It is indeed a long tournament, and the group stages are done. We are now moving on to our top contenders of this entire event right here. And Hempamorn, as we mentioned, is one of those talents, one of those people that you can never ever sleep on, because his teammate as well, they managed to come up with a formula maybe that, you know, would catch their opponents off guard, and that is Akuma.
Yes, it was very effective as seen in that previous match. Philippines Laveres was unable to find a proper response to the attack patterns, and of course the strategy that Hempamorn was using on that Akuma. And that Akuma is, as we mentioned earlier, it's really new, basically. So it's not something that we usually see out of Hempamorn, who is known worldwide with his Jin Kazama. But earlier on, we did get to see his Jin Kazama. It was a little bit shaky against, of course, his opponent Abdul Shakur, right, of Malaysia. So maybe the switch also came because of that, because of his performance earlier. He wasn't quite feeling it, so he just tried for Akuma.
Good evening,
I just say that it was really effective. And again, even as an Akuma specialist himself, Laveres again he found it pretty
with another
unpredictable.
match for Tekken 7. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome TONASOONTORNGOON from Thailand.
That's his teammate right there.
And Andreij Albar from the Philippines. Tekken 7 is a fighting game developed and published by Bandai Entertainment. All right, gentlemen, you may now shake hands as a sign of good sportsmanship. Thank you, Philippines and Thailand. You may now proceed to your respective booths as we begin another round for Tekken 7.
Alright, so our competitors are now on stage, and it's going to be Thailand versus Philippines once again. Thailand with TONASOONTORNGOON, and the Philippines, of course, with Albar. So two more internationally competitive players right here.
And you know, it's worth noting as well that this will be Thailand's Akuma again. So let's see if Albar has a formula after witnessing, of course, his teammates fall into the clutches of Hempamorn again from Thailand with an Akuma pick. So we know that Albar is a multi-character specialist, but you know, is Thailand going to be doing the same formula as him? Or is he going to pick someone else?
I'd be surprised if suddenly TONASOONTORNGOON is on a Jin.
There we go.
Just swapping characters right there. But of course, between the two Thailand players, TONASOONTORNGOON is the actual Akuma main. So if he does throw out an Akuma in this match, it's gonna be a lot more threatening for sure.
It will no longer be a surprise to most of us. But again, surprise is the name of the game. We just saw what Hempamorn did, and TONASOONTORNGOON can definitely do the same. He seems to be one of those guys who doesn't say much, right? But will just let his actions do the work for him. And one wrong, or rather one uncanny switch of a box in character select could be the difference maker.
Just one on the side. Oh no!
Above it?
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see who they pick. And speaking of interesting picks, of course, Albar, a multi-character specialist. So although recently he's been falling in love with his old main, Lars Alexanderson, you can never tell who exactly it is he's gonna pick. He can pretty much use any character in the roster. Maybe some of them he favors a little bit more competitively, but still, there's really no telling.
Okay, so as they are getting ready and just basically setting themselves up, I suppose that Albar, of course, is contemplating again. At this point, this is very important for Philippines.
It really is. He is the last Philippine player in the upper bracket,
Yes.
at the very least, with Laveres down in the lower brackets right now. So he wants to secure his position in the upper brackets if he really wants to make it far in the tournament, for sure. So here we go. We're finally going into the picks. So let's see. Of course, that Akuma hover from Thailand's TONASOONTORNGOON, and then Albar right now. No. Is this actually happening
Is
right
he
now?
the one
Oh, no.
going to another box that we don't really know about? Okay, so as
Interesting choice. Philippines Albar picks Lily for this fight against Thailand's TONASOONTORNGOON, and TONASOONTORNGOON, of course, sticking with Akuma because that's his best pick.
Yes, but remember, this is a long enough set here for. Remember, this is most likely a best 3 of 5. So there will be wiggling room for both players, the adjustment room rather, for them to to be adaptive, to be rather flexible, and to make the right reads, the necessary reads for this matchup. We know that Akuma is on top of the food chain right now, and Lily just one of the characters you don't really see that often. But look at that, 3 roots of evil.
Followed by a low parry with conviction, and Albar just smashes him into the wall, tries to go for a neutral jump hop kick. TONASOONTORNGOON escapes with that demon flip throw.
And there is no escape for that as well. For our audiences who don't know, you have to duck that throw off of that foot.
Yeah, that's true. So it's a bit of a mix-up. Once you start ducking, he might throw out the mids. So you need to know how to really respond to that demon flip. Albar right now trying to keep him locked down with those dominant heals. But still, TONASOONTORNGOON really piling on the damage right now.
Did you see that Albar actually stood up at the last second and got clipped by that overhead throw off of the demon flip? Here we go. Now with the damage on TONASOONTORNGOON's side, Albar needs to make something happen here. Look at this. The mobility, the agility of Lily right now.
TONASOONTORNGOON does over the full combo, gets a cartwheel right there. And this should be it. The Rage Art for the finish. And that's going to be the second round for Philippines Albar.
Wow, of course, there we see how clutchy that was to flip over that Akuma. And I guess that's the plan here for Albar, to stop the Akuma from actually making some lows happen. That flip will definitely strike fear to TONASOONTORNGOON.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. Those clips will crush those lows. Goes for the back turn snake edge right there. And TONASOONTORNGOON eats a counter hit, and it's 3 straight rounds from Philippines Albar. A strong round right there. This may be the answer to this terrifying Akuma that Thailand has been throwing our way.
A character that people may have slept on for so long because of the changes induced to her. Those weird, how should I say this, decreases in her arsenal that people have heard so much over. Let's see if Albar can make justice happen. Okay, all right. So look at Albar, just flashing the flag. He knows that he's representing, and let's see if TONASOONTORNGOON again can fire back at this. He gets to pick the stage that he wants, and he goes for Jungle House.
A very interesting choice right there. We've seen this stage before. Balcony break and the wall break downstairs. Of course, TONASOONTORNGOON earlier on receiving a bit of advice from his coach right there. So maybe he has a new plan for this Lily pick. He's not switching characters, still on Akuma. So here we go. What's his response to this very interesting Lily pick of Albar?
Okay, so if I may bring up how different Lily is from Akuma.
Okay.
Akuma is definitely a non-Tekken character, whereas Lily is gifted with everything she needs to be a Tekken character. A high punch, a middle punch, or mid kick, and then a low kick. That's all there is to Lily. Nothing special. She has the leaders as well. So
that's true. Except she does have a bit of a flashy moveset with those clips all over there. That may prove troublesome because Akuma likes using that down 3, that clean hit, and then burns the meter for the combo. But let's see what's going to happen. There's a side switch, a beautiful punch on that 1-2, and TONASOONTORNGOON may be going downstairs. Not quite.
Oh my goodness, the stage masters are not with Lily right now. Nothing is falling into place for Albar. Never mind, however, because he gets round number 1. Did you see that? The many attempts that Albar had to break that balcony, that very frickled balcony right there.
It may be a little bit more sturdy than we expected. Oh, there's a clean hit we were talking about. TONASOONTORNGOON gets the 3 walls planned, and of course goes for the DP. Wants the wake up options right here, and power crushes right through Albar.
There we go. And as you mentioned, forward, there's the fear struck inside Albar's head. That is the fear of the throw. That overhead throw, and he caught Albar ducking. Here we go. TONASOONTORNGOON awarded one round rather on board.
Nice jab into the DP right there, burns the meter for the combo, and this time breaks the balcony as we were requesting. Gets the other side as well. Now there's a demon flip. How is Albar going to be able to respond? He's in the red.
Very much composed here is Albar, and he does have a lot of life to cover, but here we go. Oh, tries to do something dirty right there is Albar. TONASOONTORNGOON still healthy.
Oh, here we go, dominant heel, but there's the pistol squad. TONASOONTORNGOON, it lands on those legs of Lily, and now he's 1 round away from evening out the set count. There's a cartwheel, knocks TONASOONTORNGOON out of the air. Good conversion from Albar.
Yes, we forgot to mention that, ladies and gentlemen, we allow us to actually reiterate how Jungle Outpost works. There's a balcony right there that breaks, but below it is another wall. And look at how massive this stage is. Both these players will not be able to reach. Oh no, wrong punishment here from Albar, but still alive.
Oh, here we go. There's a hit into the Tatsumaki. No meter, of course, with TONASOONTORNGOON, so he just goes for the very simple combo. 30 seconds left on the clock. Gets hit on the floor. Oh my goodness, jumps right over. Last shot from TONASOONTORNGOON, and a generic low from Albar.
Just quick, simple, and effective. That's the plan for Lily. Now, we thought that Albar is definitely on the road here, but oh my goodness, look at this. TONASOONTORNGOON with his focus attack, a charged focus attack, getting him some massive damage over Albar.
And wall carry as well. Albar right now in the corner right here. Nice block on that down 3 and able to punish right there. TONASOONTORNGOON almost eats, almost subjected to that cross up. Gets that focus attack. 36 seconds left on the clock. Gets flipped out of the air.
Oh man, that's a heavy heal again here from Albar. He can close this out with one more combo, and he does. Look at that, rather close. And Albar with a very clutchy heal right there, representing the Philippines. And we thought again that he was down and out, but of course this is a best 3 of 5, so TONASOONTORNGOON could also adjust right back if he wants to.
Yes, and as we saw earlier on, that was definitely a better match right there for TONASOONTORNGOON. He was slowly but surely catching up to the tendencies of Albar. And even on Albar's side, you can see that earlier on he was all smiles, and then right now he's really focused, trying to readjust to the new strategies that TONASOONTORNGOON has been giving in that match.
Yes, of course he's being coached right now that this could be that drive, a little bit of a second set of eyes rather that you may not see when you're already in that big stage. And it looks like we're going back to a rematch. This is not a different stage at all, ladies and gentlemen. We are gonna see that dam, as we call it, that beaver dam of a stage break, both here and downstairs. Here is just a fence, a very fragile fence right here for us.
That's true, and now look at this Albar with his back pointing towards that fence, but of course gets a combo, pushing to the other side. Heartbreak shot right there for the damage, and TONASOONTORNGOON has to be very careful. 1-2 off the back, and now Albar is facing some damage right there. Oh, no wall bounce, thankfully, and for Albar right there.
Oh, because that would have been very dangerous, and this could kill definitely, because that back turn combo, ladies and gentlemen, it may not connect as a whole, but it is guaranteed. There is no escaping that said combo. Here we go. TONASOONTORNGOON still in this, but the first round goes to Albar.
Good rising force from TONASOONTORNGOON, piling on a bit of damage right here. Early advantage, 10 seconds only having passed. Albar trying to get a more advantageous position. You know, when it comes to characters, Lily has some of the better side steps right here. So making use of that movement is really the play for Albar. But look at this, TONASOONTORNGOON catches him, breaks the balcony, and takes it downstairs.
And this is going to the wall, knowing Akuma, but fails to press that last button necessary to take Albar to the wall. Another root of evil. There's a sweep, a very gutsy sweep here from Albar.
Dominant heel trying to keep him on the lockdown. Another one, good sidestep, but doesn't go for the full demon flip. Is TONASOONTORNGOON gets the clean hit, and there it is. Very nice work from TONASOONTORNGOON. Gets around.
This is execution we were talking about a while ago for many times over. That as an Akuma, you need to get those cancels on point. But what about that wall walk from Albar? But putting him in that beaver dam position, this is going to be very dangerous here for Albar, because his back is turned towards the wall.
And he break it, however, he doesn't go for the break. TONASOONTORNGOON wants to keep her there, locked up in the corner, but still Albar is now responding. Goes for the mid this time. The fear this time has gripped TONASOONTORNGOON. The mix-ups are coming his way this time around. 30 seconds left on the clock. 1+2 throw break. Good throw break.
Great attempt of a contest there from TONASOONTORNGOON, but there's a throw of his own, and that is inescapable. Oh my goodness, Albar just lets that rip. Oh my goodness, the composure in a 2-3. Wow, a weird string, a high and a low string from Albar, catching TONASOONTORNGOON off of his feet.
Those are one of those strings that just hide a little low right there. If you need a little bit of damage, those kinds of strings. TONASOONTORNGOOn, however, unfazed by that finish and now dealing so much damage. Doesn't pull enough of that focus attack to get a stun, but still the damage has been done.
What?
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
He went back to his grassroots with a Tekken combo is Albar. And wow, TONASOONTORNGOON may have been shaken up a little bit. Here we go, but still alive. That's the axe kick. 30 seconds, and he catches in his meter right there. TONASOONTORNGOOn with everything he has.
Yes, that's true. Not enough meter to Tatsu, but still, here we go. Albar gets a cartwheel over TONASOONTORNGOON all the way to the wall, just right. And there's a rage art for the finish. That should be more than enough. Philippines Albar takes it 3-0 against Thailand's TONASOONTORNGOON.
Okay, so that was again, what a crazy display right there from Albar's Lily. And of course, TONASOONTORNGOON still a great showing, shaking his head a little bit in frustration simply because of that low that Albar was really sniping out. And he did that proper cartwheel, you know, to make that evasion happen.
Yeah, that was probably the idea behind the Lily.
Exactly.
And it's not just the down B as well for the clean hit. TONASOONTORNGOON has been using a lot of that crouching twos into the fireball just to crush some highs and get that cancel as well. But that cartwheel will go right over it as well. So interesting. This pick definitely effective for Philippines Albar.
And again, the cartwheel of Lily will definitely catch Akuma flying. You know, it is indeed one of those moves that will stop Akuma in his tracks. If he overdoes the demon flip, that overhead jump, ladies and gentlemen, that you see, just like that from Akuma, which starts off a lot of his combos.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? That demon flip has been working out for TONASOONTORNGOON for a while right there. Even there, he went for demon flip so many times that Albar started ducking. But then again, Albar had some mix-up of his own. For those who don't know, the mix-up that we are talking about, you can't defend in just one way in Tekken. You have to defend against mids and lows in different ways. So that's where some strategy comes in. You start going for some lows, and then once they start ducking to block those, they go for the mid. So Lily has her own set of mix-ups like that when she's back there, and Albar just used it very effectively.
Different ranges right there. And again, if we may imply it as well, this is a little bit of a run back, as we call it in the fighting game community scene, for his teammate who suffered in the hands of Akuma earlier on. So congratulations to Philippines' Albar against that very convincing 3-0 against TONASOONTORNGOON from Thailand.
Yeah, that's true. So he's going to be moving on ahead in the upper bracket to be facing, of course, Thailand's Hempomore. So that's going to be an interesting match. Both of them actually getting 3-0s.
Yes, that's again very intriguing for us as well. Granted that these players are out of their minds right now. They are playing at the highest level of game right here. The 30th Southeast Asian Games 2019 still here. It is your caster Pika, joined by my partner, right?
Borukun.